veterans, by the way. Harden and he struggled. Blake and he struggled because Chris is a barker. He's not easy on veterans who have a stack of money.
Yes, but I do think that the Lakers have a unique veteran.
What happens when he
style.
calls out Anthony Davis and mocks him for having a dad bod? How's that going to play?
I don't think whose dad has a bod like Anthony Davis.
Well, he's going to get on him because Chris Paul's going to be like, dude, you break down again, you're not committed.
Yeah, so I think he would get along with LeBron. Obviously, they're friends, but I think their styles would match very well. Maybe someone like Anthony Davis might not. I don't know how much barking LeBron does at Anthony Davis.
KCP, I'm not like a lot of those Laker guys.
I do think you're right. I do think he works best with a younger team that wants to learn how to elevate.
Yes.
And he is. That's obvious. Like,
we've seen three different.
The evidence is there that he does work in those situations.
He got New Orleans and Oklahoma City and the Suns into the playoffs.
Well, I mean,
and
I think the Suns are the best example because Devin Booker is a star, right? And now the whole world is getting to see what he's actually capable of because he's in the playoffs and, advancing in the playoffs and playing the way that he is. But CP3 is the one that made all of that glue come together, like elevated the talent that they had along with Monty Williams. So, yes, I agree with you. It's a perfect situation for him. But what are they going to do with him? So he signed a 4-year, $160 million contract with the Rockets in 2018. He's the second highest paid player in the NBA this year, $41.3 million. He reportedly is set to decline his option because he wants to ink a multi-year deal,
yes,
$100+ million. So he has a player option for $44.2 next season, and the deadline is in August. So he'll become an unrestricted free agent after next year. He could end up somewhere else. If I'm the Suns, I'm probably just figuring this out, though.
Yeah, although, if Chris says I want 4 years, and they're like, okay, we'd like to.
I get it. But I would argue that you didn't do much of anything without him there. He clearly has extreme value. I think you eat the later years in order to have him as the leader and have him continue to elevate the younger players there over the next couple years.
Yeah, I mean, the NFL will never give you the extra years. Baseball will give you 5 extra years. Basketball probably needs to give you 1.
But we've also learned that basketball contracts,
you can move them.
Yes.
You can move all of them.
There's been so many contracts. Unbelievable. He's going to be stuck there forever. No, he's not. So it's not that terrifying. So Tom Brady discussed his free agency experience during an upcoming appearance on HBO's The Shop Uninterrupted. And in a promo for the episode, he recalled his feelings when one team decided to stop pursuing him.
One of the teams, they weren't interested at the very end. I was thinking, you're sticking with that mother...
Oh, boy. I swear it's Trubisky. Now, Tom would deny, because Tom's a nice guy. He didn't want anybody to guess, or land it. But I will argue all day long it is not Garoppolo.
I don't think it's Garoppolo either.
No.
This is going to be a must-watch episode, though. I wonder how much more context he gives in the full episode on it. I'm with you as well. I don't see him calling out Garoppolo. But my takeaway from this is what it's been for the past year. I love that we're getting to see this Tom, which I don't think, even if they were still winning in New England, we would get to see. We're getting to learn this whole new side of Tom Brady.
We found in his text, remember the Deflategate, his competitive nature with Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
What Brady is really great at is when you get these glimpses every 3 or 4 years of Brady, his language, I know 2 or 3 people that know Tom pretty well. Tom's emotional discipline to be angry and never do it publicly, he's one of the most disciplined athletes of all time. Like, a lot of guys can't help themselves. They just rush to Twitter, they rush to Instagram, at a post-game press conference, they can't handle it. The real Tom can be a beer-guzzling, swear like a sailor, as normal as any, but he never lets that out unless it's one of these moments. He is really disciplined. This idea, you and I always say this. We really don't need to hear every one of your opinions. Keep it to yourself.
No.
Tom keeps 99% of his real personality to himself. And I think it's an underrated talent. Like Russell Wilson, I think what you see is kind of what you get all the time.
Yeah.
Tom, there's a side to him that's really funny. He's not going to let you see it.
Well, I think you're right, but I think that this is also maybe a good lesson for everyone, that you don't know everything about everybody. And especially when you get to the level that Tom is on, you can be strategic with what you show people. Like, Tom doesn't post his lunch every day. I still assume he eats food.
Right.
Like there is some value to keeping things private and allowing the world to see parts of you when you feel comfortable with it. And that's why I think it's so cool that you're actually getting to know a little bit more of like what Tom Brady is, as opposed to what you assumed he was because he was in this very structured system in New England. But there's nothing wrong with that, of course. But it's a new world now. And also, having 7 championships kind of gives you a little space to air it out.
Yeah.
So Eli Manning is back with the New York Giants. The organization announced that Manning will participate in business operations and fan engagement roles with his former team. He'll also collaborate on original content development, including a new lifestyle series premiering this fall. And in addition to hiring him in the front office, they're going to retire the number 10 jersey and induct him into the Giants Ring of Honor on September 26th, which I think is very well deserved.
You know what's interesting about all the Mannings? So Peyton could do anything he wants, but he likes to just joke around and have fun. He's got a great sense of humor. Eli could do anything he wants, but he wants to deal with fans and players. And Cooper Manning's a laugh-out-loud funny guy. It speaks well to the Manning, the mom and the dad. Like, these guys could do anything they wanted in their lives. All of them, just like people, like joking. They're funny. They're smart. I mean, Eli, you think, well, he's a Southern guy. He'll go back and do his thing. It's like, no, I want to engage with the team and be with the team and be with the fans. And Eli's a really remarkable story. The fact that his dominant brother didn't overwhelm him.
Yeah.
I mean, that to literally, we've seen superstars and their kids get overwhelmed, don't even want to play the sports. The fact that Eli Manning is so utterly comfortable being Peyton's younger brother and not being nearly as, iconic, he's completely, I know Cooper pretty well. All the Mannings are completely comfortable in their own skin. That's like good parenting. Totally different.
I am like a fan of Eli Manning because, as you know, I don't think I'm that boring, but I do like consistency. And man, Eli does not get enough credit for how consistent he is or was in his career. He had 210 consecutive regular season starts. That's the third longest streak by a quarterback in NFL history. So you can say whatever you want about like his last years and how like inconsistent he was on the field, but he was always available.
And it's funny when you hear Cooper and Peyton talk about him. It's really, there's got to be a piece of tape. I've heard it. I've read it twice. I'm not sure if I've seen audio. When they talk about Eli, it is so funny because even when he was a little kid, they're like, yeah, stuff never bothered him. Like Peyton would be screaming and getting upset, and Cooper would be crying and mad. And Eli'd be like, you guys got to go out and jump on the trampoline?
He was built for New York.
He was built for New York. Peyton and Cooper are like, nothing ever bothered him. And it's like, if stuff bothers you, New York unravels you. And he was so Jeter